By the way, we're closing early for the Wailing Star meteor shower.
Ooh, what's that?
You're in a library. Read a book.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you've already seen the episode, what more is there to say? Because we thankfully have even more character growth with none other than the green-haired teenager abomination herself, Amity Blight. But I guess after watching the episode, it feels different to make fun of her now, which is awfully fast. Cause usually it doesn't take this quickly for me to have some sort of remorse for the original bully of the show, but I've already said too much. Let us begin. The beginning presents us with some serious foreshadowing, with Luce reading from another volume of The Good Witch Azura about befriending a rival. Something that in a big way happens in the future, and yeah, I pretty much spoiled it already, but hey, it's for the sake of the video. Soon we're turned over to Ida's side of the story, with her being gifted an infant to take care of by the richest demon in the Boiling Isles named Yi, who is a bat queen and complete nightmare fuel. Plus, Yi, by the way, in Mandarin is translated to the word significance. Also, it's a movie apparently. And yes, I've tried translating it from Spanish, but it doesn't mean anything significant. You see, this is why I stopped doing jokes. Now, a joke that I was not ready for is when Ida says eating babies is so 1693. And for that statement, I got two things I gotta get off my chest. One, was Ida literally referring to a time back in ancient times where witches actually consumed real babies? Cause I refuse to research it. Number two, is Ida referring to a time where she was actually alive? I mean, it's brought up as if she's witnessed this time in history. Because despite her detachable limbs and even head, she has a sister who doesn't seem to be all too far from her age. And plus, how has she been escaping from the law for centuries? Moving right along, this story continues on with Luce experiencing the library for the first time, returning Ida's overdue books, which is no surprise, and she managed to get her library card revoked. While Luce is there, she's warned that the library will be closed down earlier due to a Wailing Star, which we'll get to a little later in this video. One weird detail that was seen within the episode was people using fortune-telling globes as a way to create internet surfing screens, as I believe you would call it. I mean, it just has to be. Is this not the keyboard cat from YouTube? By the way, that video is about 13 years and 9 months old. You're welcome. Eventually, we're revealed to the fact that Amity must participate in some sort of an after-school hours reading with the children, to which she tries to shrug off as nothing more than extra credit, but nah, she nice. And then there's her older siblings, Amira and Edric, who show up, who seem to be best pals with Luce at first, but soon get into mischief by sneaking into the library once it's closed for the day. And this is when the Wailing Star finally comes into play. Now, coming from this scene alone, I can only predict that the Wailing Star must release features and characters from out of inanimate books into reality. I mean, it's either that or they made a wish based on the Wailing Star and wish for the books to come to life or something, but I really doubt that. And for those of you observant people who notice, this seems to be an anime reference of some sort. I just can't seem to put my finger on it. Anyway, switching back to Ida and King, things somehow managed to get even worse for them. With the baby bats soon, I guess, birthing more bats is... Okay, is the money really worth the expenses of damages made after the job's already been done? While this is going on, the show says one of the greatest fourth wall breaks I have ever heard in a while.
What silences children? What if we invent a TV network for ages 6 to 11? That's insane.
Oh, how I've missed good fourth walls. I miss you, Chowder. But in the end, as it turns out, it seems like Ida and King actually were beginning to enjoy the baby's company. So much so that the money couldn't even buy what they already had possessed for those few hours. True happiness. Anyways, continuing on with Luce's part of the story, the gang quickly noticed that if you were to edit pages from inside a book, it creates actual changes. They also come across a secret Scooby-Doo entrance leading into a secret hideout, which is awesome. Also, yet another code can be found right here. Thank you for the heads up. Alright, now back to the secret entrance. Oh yeah, and did I mention that it's Amity's? Yeah, so evidently at this moment, it's revealed that her older siblings are a bunch of teabags. And their main reasoning for them bringing Luce along was for her to help them sabotage Amity by finding her diary. And to this I say, Can you imagine what her parents are like? Luce even opens up Amity's diary, which is adorably drawn on, and discovers that Amity supposedly treats certain people a specific way to not show weakness. Yeah, this train of thinking must have come from somewhere, and just by observing how already messed up things are between her and her own siblings, her parents may not be any better for all we know. This could even explain as to why she felt as if separating from Willow was a blight idea. Huh? Get it? Cause her last name is Blight. We also can examine the dates in her diary entry, which was mighty peculiar because on one hand, it seems like one entry about Luce is June the 4th versus another entry about a human dated 1912.
I wish I had somewhere to go. Why won't the human leave me alone? Called my teacher mom again. Sorry I haven't written for a while. Wait, why am I apologizing?
Maybe it was an animation error supposed to be 612 instead of 1912 because unless these numbers stand for something else, this seems kinda inconsistent. Now, of course, due to terrible luck on Luce's part, Amity stumbles upon Luce gathering the pages from her journal and calls her a bully. And oh, how the tables have turned. Because, if I do remember, within 2 episodes, she went from smashing King's cupcake to becoming the victim. Talking about fast-paced, but so far you can relate with her, so I suppose she can get away with it, I don't know. The story doesn't end there, however, because a character named Obaton from Amity's childhood reads becomes alive and terrorizes both Amity and Luce, attempting to stitch the two of them into the book so that they may understand the true pain of being a non-existent character. And also, sadly, part of the story is that he really just wanted a friend, ironically like what Amity probably wants. But it's alright because they all make it out alive, so meh. Amity heroically saves Luce after nearly getting sued in herself, and the day is saved. No thanks to her dumb siblings. Before Amity leaves, however, Luce decides to give the 5th volume of the Azura books to her, since within her library hideout she only had books 1 through 4. And that's the end. Am I certain that they're gonna become friends in the future? Most likely. However, I definitely feel an origin story for Amity coming soon. I also found it mighty strange how Azura's books were found within the Boiling Isles. Seriously, is the legend of Azura based on actual events? And is there an intentional connection between Luce and the story? There are so many possibilities, it's practically inevitable to ask questions while watching a show as mysterious as this. For all we know, this once again could be all just a dream inside of Luce's head.
And here we go towards our non-fiction section. Fiction? Fiction? Is our world but fiction? Then what in my life is real anymore?
Was that joke a clue? Nah, I doubt it. Anyways, as usual, thank you all for once again watching one of my videos. And before I sign off, I'm going to give you all this beautiful message. My dear audience, I am ashamed. With all of the lovely views you all have been supporting me with all these years, only approximately 1/10 of you are actually subscribed to my channel. That means that if everyone were to do so, we all could be VIPs for the YouTube 1 million subscriber club. So if you have the opportunity, don't be afraid to not only leave a like on this video, but subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, guess what? Unsubscribe and subscribe again. Once again, this has been your boy, The Next Big Thing. Thank you all for watching and participating, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace! Aw, she's even got a rabbit lunch bag.